Okay, so that album comes out. It does well.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 99, you put out another Hitman solo record.
Right.
2000, you put out a double album, Bootlegs and Bass Shit,
Right.
The Resume. Then 2001 rolls around. And then in May, Hitman gets shot in the leg.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that over?
I have no idea. At the time, Hitman was he was starting to be in West Point a lot. You know what I mean? He was hanging out over there, and I really don't know what happened as far as what happened, the details of the shooting. He was just over there, man, doing his thing. You know, he had a girlfriend over there, so Hitman was about the only one who was actually really in
accessible.
West Point. You know, He was in West Point like that. But as far as me, my brothers, my cousin, all of us, we was never in West Point like that. You know, you might pop through for about an hour, a couple minutes, speak to a few people, and then you dip out. But as far as hanging out there over there, Hitman was about the only one that was over there like that. You know what I mean? By then, because of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then that's the year you dropped the Hostile Takeover album.
Right.
Which ended up being the last RBL.
The last RBL
album.
Right.
And then around that time in August, that's when things started to just kind of go crazy in Hunters Point. That's when like 200 FBI agents came in and Boobie and all the big black guys started getting arrested.
Exactly.
How did you feel when all that started happening?
I didn't feel nothing, to be honest with you. You know, my brother had got swooped up too. You know, they was trying to railroad him.
Oh, he was part of that?
Yeah, my brother AC got picked up too. He got picked up, not on that side, he got picked up with the West Point dudes. You know what I mean? They tried to have him on the list like with all the West Point. You know, they had a list of West Mob, a list of Big Block, and you know, they had, you know, my cousin and my brother and them on there, but my brother was the only one to actually go to the feds and had to do a couple years in the feds fighting it. But yeah, they tried to railroad him, man. They had a whole bunch of them 5K1 dudes up in there pointing the finger. A lot of them with the ET finger, like Mac Drake say. You know what I mean? Pointing. They went crazy.
ET finger. I haven't heard that yet. I got it.
Yeah, they all up in there. You know, ET fingers, and you know everybody started, you know, taking their deals and start pointing and I love the West Point dudes. They stayed solid. You know what I mean? They did their thing and came home. You know, none of them got them 20, 30 years, but you know, Boob kind of got what he deserved, kind of bringing in, like he was saying, like we started bouncing around and dealing with other dudes. And it's like them dudes recruited so many dudes around there from Bishop to Kirkwood. And that was one of the things that kind of fractured them too, bringing a lot of outside dudes in who didn't care about pointing that ET finger at them. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, man, this dude ain't fit, you know, I got kids out here. I'm about to tell, you know what I mean? He ain't feeding me like that. So it was one of those things where they all start, you know, cracking. Even they had Bart up there, BA, from 3 times, you know what I mean? They took him in. He was putting out diss records towards us and all that, you know, because Boob had bought a record, I guess, an album off of my boy, the Gov and them, you know what I mean? Which was cool, you know. And that wasn't no thing. It was like, cool, all right, they doing their thing right now. They trying to get Keek and them and all that, you know, got 3 times crazy. And Bart was over there actually trying to bang
Big Block against us.
He all on covers with Big Block bandanas on and all that whole 9. And yeah, he got the ET finger. You know what I mean?
Right. He ended up cooperating.
Yeah. He ended up cooperating.
That's actually what broke up 3 times crazy.
Yeah, because Keek and them wasn't part of that. Agent Man and all them, my guys, man.
I used to DJ for Keek.
Bart, I know. I know. Now, Keek is my guy, man. That's, you know, love Keek. But Bart, man, he's a sucker, man. He, you know, he actually thought when he got out of the thing, I guess he thought he was in witness protection. He thought Antioch must have been 5,000 miles away because we went in WinCo. And he in the butcher department. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and that boy got up out of there so quick. We turned around the corner, I asked him, I said, ain't that Bart right there? And he turned around like, yeah. I said, man. So I go back over there. The dude like, man, I said, man, what the guy had that just had the little thing on his head, the little hair net on? I said, where he got? He's like, man, he just left out the back door and got on. So, yeah, man, he disappeared. He got so small. I don't know what, that boy disappeared.
That nigga hiding in Atlanta right now.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, that's where I said, it's like, bro, you start recruiting so many dudes, man. And it's like, we was always us. We ain't recruiting nobody with no turfs. It was always the 6 dudes that we left with and still together right now to this day. You know what I mean? Aside from Hitman, you know what I mean? We all still here. And it's like, Boob and them start recruiting a lot of dudes. And that's what, you know.
That's his downfall.
What's his downfall?
Harbor was always Harbor, and we never really had too many outside people until that type of situation happened.
Well, he ended up getting, Boobie ended up getting 20 years.
Right.
Yeah, he had to take that deal because he had so many cooperating witnesses on his case.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying that he had, you know, been involved in a murder that happened, and
A
I
lot of
guess he ended
stuff.
up copping to that. He ended up doing
But
19
that's what
years.
happens when you're dealing with a bunch of dudes who some of the, granted, some of the dudes was dudes we grew up with. You know what I mean? We know a lot of them corroborating witnesses, and it was a bunch, like he said, who just was like, just straight up. And it was more than 8 though, too.
Undercovers.
It was a bunch of little dry snitches who was able, like I say, little
Yeah.
5K1 dudes who just go in there and they able to just state what they had to do
had
with it.
knowledgeable of it.
Yeah, had knowledge
really
of
have to testify, but it was a lot more than 8. You know what I'm saying? It was majority of the new people they recruited cracked on him.
So
they actually didn't catch him with nothing to do nothing. So they really had no case against him until all these niggas was talking.
Yeah. Well, then February 3rd, 2003, Hitman ended up getting shot in the head.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He was 24 years old.
Yes, sir.
What was the situation around that?
I really don't know. Like I said, he was in West Point. He was hanging out there, and I was trying to get him to the studio to work, and he just was like, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm over here, man, my girl, I can't get to the studio. And it's me and him at the time kind of was doing 2 separate things. I started working on my solo career at the time. He was working on a new album with my brother, and he was in West Point doing his thing. So I just kind of separated myself from him at that point. You know what I mean? He was just acting like he just wasn't trying to come to the studio and finish his album. We was like 7, 8 songs in. And
he went to the other studio, started doing the other album.
Yeah, he started doing his thing with my brother, and pretty much they had their own thing going on. You know what I mean? So, when he got killed, I wouldn't even give that credit to it. Wasn't a big block thing. I do know that. It wasn't something that had to do with that. Hitman was just in West Point, a lot of things going on. He was a part of a lot of stuff that transpired over there, so ain't no telling where it came from. But I wouldn't give that credit to no big block beef for none of that.
Well, because I remember I brought that up during my interview with Boobie, and he said he used to babysit him.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Back in the day. So, I mean, it's just crazy how close everyone was.
Oh, no, yeah, because I used to be at Boobie house in Sunnydale.
It's all intermixed, family-wise.
Auntie, my mom used to live over there. My auntie Faye used to live over there. We all, over there.
I used to go stay at Boobie house.
On Brookdale, 12 Brookdale.
Yeah, we used to be over there in Sunnydale. And like I said, Hitman's mom, sister stayed on Harbor with us, Tukey and Billy. We all grew up together. So yeah, Boog definitely used to babysit him. You know what I mean? When he was younger, I said, this is all a family thing. You know what I mean?
All was together.
I mean, how did it feel at that point to be in a group when 2/3 of the members were killed violently?
Man, it was
crushing.
It was bad, you know what I mean? But it just made me feel like I got a purpose, you know what I mean? And like I say, I just try to stay focused, man, you know what I mean? And try to keep my family right, you know what I mean? Because I definitely ain't, I'm harbor to the bone, you know what I mean? Harbor to the heart.
HRD,
but I'm not gonna go over there and get myself killed behind them government projects, you know what I mean? Like I said, my daughter, man, once I had my daughter and I got into this music game, it made me change, man. You know what I mean? Black Chris is totally different than Black C. You know what I mean? When I started becoming Black C, the rapper, the father, and doing my thing and buying a house up in Antioch and going out seeing the world. I seen the world was way bigger than Harbor Road, way bigger than Hunters Point, way bigger than San Francisco, way bigger than NorCal. You know what I mean? So I was just blessed, and I just seized them blessings, man, and just started staying focused. You know what I mean? Even when that stuff happened with Mr. C, they thought I was gonna tear the block up because they know how I am. They know how I get down. You know what I mean? And I just was like, man, let me go on and put this energy towards something else. And it kind of shocked them by me not even concentrating all that energy towards them.
Yeah.
And they took that kindness for weakness too. At times.
Right, because Mr. C was only 22 years old.
That's it, man.
Hitman was 24.
Yeah, that's
crazy. I mean, these are young men.
Young.
I mean, these are guys that aren't even 30.
Like, I know, man. It's sad, man.
It's sad.
It was really good dudes, really, really dope rappers, man. Dope rappers.
Well, when I interviewed Boobie, I asked if the two of you had ever talked since he got out, and he said, "For what?"
Yeah, that killed me right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't like the way it came out. He made it seem like I told on him or something. It's like, bro, he said, for what? I'm the one did 19 years. And I'm like, yeah, because you was fucking with them dump trucks. You wasn't fucking with your folks. You wouldn't have did that 19 if we was together. We'd be sitting here rich as hell right now if y'all would have just followed suit. Y'all just couldn't hold off and dudes just play their position and we all be one. Big Block could have still been Big Block. Probably would have had the support of us being on Atlantic and blowing up, being a bigger group than what we had become because, with Mr. C, it ain't no telling where we'd have went. You know what I mean? And dudes would have ate directly or indirectly. Even the haters who was probably there in the crevices who really was rooting for us to fall, they would have ate too. You know what I mean? Through Boobie, through D folks, through my boy JJ. They was gonna eat with the main dudes who I really dealt with would have fed them. So it just hurt me that he even said that. I was just like, man, is you serious, bro? Like, you act like I told on you. You need to feel that way towards the dudes that told on you. If anything, you should have just been like, no, we could be cordial. I ain't got no problem with cuz, we grew up together. I did my time. I got smarter and wiser because I was hearing them say too, like, I want to bring the dudes together, unify my neighborhood but you ain't showing you ain't being an example of that. You ain't showing that you ain't unified with me and I'm your folks. You get what I'm saying? So how you gonna say all that? You sound like a hypocrite. You saying like you want to unify the hood, but you ain't trying to be cool with me and want to reach out and speak to me. Why? What for? And all it's like, dude, are you serious? Like, bro, can't nobody even take you serious right now. You should have used this platform. You got one of the biggest platforms today in hip hop or whatever, just in this culture. And he get on here and get to sounding stupid and want to have this macho bravado, like, like I'm the Don and it's like, bro, you got a bunch of young dudes right now who is 5, 6 years old, who really respect you, who 26, 25 right now. And you could use that energy to really show these dudes it's a different way. And that's the page I'm on. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, because I'm not here to try to increase the divide between.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? Really, the reason why I did it, because based on everything I've heard, is you guys are all family. You guys are all close. And even though certain people might have issues, there's other people who still hang out and talk. They're all related to both of y'all.
You're right.
Family members, cousins,
right. We got
mothers, aunts,
that's
uncles,
exactly right.
But
sisters, grandmothers, grandfathers.
I think it was more of outside entities that enable that, keep it going on more than us.
But I mean, fuck all the outside shit. What would it take to have y'all really sit down in a room?
Man, it'll probably
really work this out. Because really, I mean, everyone's in their 40s at this point.
Yeah, almost 50. Man.
Yeah,
everybody,
see what I'm saying?
A year or two, people go.
You go keep. We have to bury more people along the way because of this. Really, it sounds like between y'all, it doesn't sound like it's a lot of real issues.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Like I said, you didn't tell on them.
Man,
you didn't give them 19
right
years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what people's roles were in the various killings or whatever else. I don't know, and I don't care. But at the end of the day, y'all are still alive.
Exactly.
And y'all still have to live off the rest of your lives.
Exactly.
And y'all still have kids. And you see how this shit, you talk about the Sunnydale Hunters Point beef, which started over girls, but no one even remembers.
Nobody really remembers.
No one really remembers. It almost reminds me of the Rolling 60s A-Tray beef that happened 30-something, 40 years ago, and people killed hundreds of people probably got killed in the process, and no one even knows why. No one knows why this person is their enemy, except for all their friends are saying that this is your enemy. And it almost sounds like a similar situation where people are going to have kids, and the kids are going to have beef with each other, not even knowing why.
But it's one of those things where it's like, they got to be willing to, like, Boo got, I don't know if he just feel intimidated. He, feel like he don't want to get in the same room, or he feel like, man, us being in the pictures is gonna stop his money, or I don't know what it is. But like I said, man, I got respect for bro. Hopefully he got respect for me. I'm not even tripping, bro. We out here eating, we doing our thing. Like I said, we still survive. I'm blessed to be able to still move and groove around and do shows and stuff without Mr. C and Hitman. The fans still love us. I'm able to still sell merchandise. I'm able to still do licensing deals and get out here and do my thing. And and he got a son. Mr. C got a son, man, who keeping the torch lit for him, man. Give shout out to my sister Nika, man. She done raised a really, really good dude, man. A young king right now who, he's a San Francisco police officer. He's doing his thing, man. And he's, man, love him, man. And that's my guy, man. Look just like his daddy. And man, I'm just proud that we all here right now. It's like you said, still breathing. And man, I don't have a problem with bruh, man. I just wish that he would have used this platform differently instead of getting dudes a little more amped up. Because, you know, when he did the interview, I got a lot of calls. You know, I could have went a whole different direction when I got up here. And I was on some other shit when I was coming up here, like ready to come up here and be on some bashing shit. But it was just like, man, to think about it, it was like, man, you know what? Bro, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it, man. You know, you want me to extend the olive branch, I'll do it again for the second, third time. You know what I mean? Because I done did it before. Like, bruh, you know what I mean? But don't take my kindness for weakness, though. At the same time, I'm trying to see what's up. Because there's a lot of these youngsters, man, we could save. And if we join forces, ain't no telling where this shit can be.
Way
you know what I mean? But, you know, I ain't no ass kisser either. I ain't finna be around here. If you want to, you know, do your own thing your way and be like, nah, man, I'm cool. I'm doing me. That's fine, too, bro. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to be cordial. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Black Sea, man, I appreciate you coming in.
For sure.
Like I said, RBL is a legendary group that is still legendary to this day.
Still relevant. Still here.
Still relevant,
and we got a new album coming out.
Okay.
Look out for the new album finna come out, new project and work, a book coming out.
Yeah, I'm finishing up the book.
Documentary coming out. And we got a lot of big things coming out. So y'all get ready for the new RBL Presents Black Sea album finna come out like he never left.
That's what's up. That's what's up. D folks appreciate you, you know.
Yeah, you know,
sharing
I'm Harvard Road Day One. We RBL for life, man. Ain't nothing gonna change that.
That's what it is. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.